Still in the United States, and Trump says he will impose 30% tariffs on goods from the European Union and Mexico to begin in August. John Sparks has more.
Donald Trump is reigniting a global trade war with this. It is very significant. I mean, he has sent out this week, nearly two dozen of these letters to other countries, signaling his intention to hit these countries with eye-watering tariffs from August 1st. He's now targeting some of America's biggest trading partners, the EU, Mexico. It was Canada yesterday. They'll get a 35% tariff. Donald Trump says, he's looking for a level playing field in trade, and he posted on Truth Social, his social media site, justifying the action in connection with the European Union. I'll read you a little bit of it. Please understand that these tariffs are necessary to correct the many years of European Union tariff and non-tariff policies and trade barriers, which caused the large and unsustainable trade deficits against the United States. This deficit is a major threat to our economy and indeed our national security. Now, the European Union had been trying to sketch out a sort of rough trade deal with him, an agreement in principle that would serve as something for more detailed negotiations going forward. I mean, Mexico and Canada, they had been negotiating with him as well. And you know what? It just doesn't look like Donald Trump is interested. Earlier this week in a televised cabinet meeting, he said, look, a letter means a deal. A letter means a deal. And he went on to say, we've got 200 countries. We can't meet 200 countries. It's too time consuming. It's too complicated. So I think the question for the European Union and others is, what do they do? How do they respond? Do they respond? The European Union they've already prepared a sort of package of countermeasures already. That's sort of sitting, waiting to go. That's worth 21 billion euros. But they would prefer not to use it, and I think that was reflected in the EU Commission, Ursula von der Leyen's response today. I'll read a bit of that. She said, imposing 30% tariffs on EU exports would disrupt essential transatlantic supply chains to the detriment of businesses, consumers, and patients on both sides of the Atlantic. We remain ready to continue working towards an agreement by August 1st. At the same time, we will take all necessary steps to safeguard EU interests, including the adoption of proportionate countermeasures if required. Key bit there at the end. They don't want to have to go through with this if they don't have to. And I think it would be a mistake to say the Europeans are in the same place on this. The Germans, they will want to try and protect their industrial base. And the German economy minister, he said today, we need to negotiate a pragmatic solution quickly. They don't want a trade war with the Americans. However, the French President Macron, far more assertive. He called on the EU to speed up their preparation of countermeasures. I think one thing that they will all agree on going forward in the future, they need to be less reliant on the United States. They are not the reliable trade ally of old. They'll need a new approach in the future.